Helen, let's come on to any other issues that you feel were important in relation to your recovery from that big operation and those weeks and months at home as you were trying to get back to normal. What were the main issues for you at that time that we haven't mentioned yet?
I think work actually was quite a significant part. I mean, I know a lot of people, or I've been told by my surgeon, that the majority of people that they see are usually people of nearing retirement or retirement age, and it's unusual to have younger people with the sort of surgery that they've had to do. So for me, you know, there's a whole new ball game. When you're retired, you can take all the time in the world to recover, and but for me, you know, you have a set policies at work, and I was no different.
Yes.
And for me, the policies were that you have 6 months full pay, statutory sick pay, and 6 months half pay, and then you don't get paid. And when your surgeon's saying, you know, it's going to take you at least a year before you're going to recover, you live on your own, you have no other financial income or support, you have your mortgage to pay, your bills to pay, and you can't do that on half pay. So for me, that was actually far more stressful and far more upsetting and worrying, and that really hindered my recovery.
Yes.
In a very, very big way. I became I was doing really well up to the 6 month mark, and I was way ahead of where a lot of other people would be in terms of recovery. However, I physically had no ability to be able to do any form of work whatsoever still at that point. So, you know, for them to turn around and say, well, sorry, tough, you've had your 6 months, you're going on to half pay. Well, for me, that meant I was going to lose my house. I'd have nowhere to go, no home to live in, and that stress just made me 10 times worse. It set me back a good 4 months, and I was in such a worse state that thankfully my workplace recognised their responsibility, and I understand that this doesn't happen in many workplaces, that they said, we will grant you another 3-month extension to your full pay. And I was very fortunate with that, but they could see that they had a responsibility, and actually they knew that they were going to make me homeless. They and being a single person without any children, I was entitled to absolutely nothing. There are no benefits whatsoever, and they expect you to pay your rent or your mortgage on £71 a week on the government's grants of what they, you know, or what they'd give you, or that's what you're entitled to before, you know, they will give you anything whatsoever. Well, it's just not realistic. It doesn't happen. It's not realistic. So that made me incredibly poorly, and set me back mentally and physically in a big way. So that extra 3 months really helped me.
Did you get any advice from the financial point of view around that time? Yes,
I was put in touch with the financial Macmillan nurse for a Leicestershire area, and she was fabulous, absolutely fabulous. She did everything she could. I mean, because I had my surgery in the August, and surgery, when you've had major surgery, you are constantly cold, permanently cold. Even now, you know, sometimes on a warm day I can, you know, unexplainably be cold, but that's quite normal. But because I had mine in the August, winter soon followed. I had an old house with an old back boiler. The energy bills, the heating had to be on permanently, else your face swelled right up again, and you'd make yourself ill through trying to be cold, you know, trying to keep yourself warm. So Macmillan nurse, bless her, managed to get me a small grant to help me with my heating bills. And she also looked into any housing benefits that I may have been entitled, any benefits whatsoever that she looked into. Unfortunately, there weren't any, no children, no benefits, and that's what it boiled down to, unfortunately.
Okay, so that was an added stress, if you like.
It was a stress I didn't need at that time.